Welcome to another Game of Thrones news update, where I take what I consider to be the most important Game of Thrones news from the past week or so, and I share it with you. Warning, there are spoilers for the next season of Game of Thrones, so if you don't want spoilers, exit out now. As well, I will announce the winner from last news video's giveaway at the end of this video. Actually, there were two winners, as well as a new giveaway for your chance to win a $15 gift card to Amazon. Not the greatest news this week, but I'm easily intrigued, and I hope you are too. I don't know about you, but the end of Stannis' story in the show really was a downer for me. Recently, the script for Mother's Mercy was released online or shared online, and we got to see a little bit more from Stannis' death scene, where he was actually regretful for the things he did. And I just want to read to you that additional bit that was supposed to be in that scene. Brienne says, "Do you have any last words?" Stannis considers. Stannis says, "Do you believe in the life to come?" Brienne nods. Stannis says, "I don't, but if I'm wrong, and you're right, tell Renly I'm sorry when you get there. I don't imagine I'll see him wherever I'm going. And my daughter. Tell her. Stannis thinks sorry doesn't begin to cover what he feels about Shireen. The thought of it brings tears to his eyes, and he's not going to die weeping in front of a woman he doesn't know. Stannis stares up at her. Stannis says, "Go on. Do your duty." I think for a lot of people, show Stannis can never be redeemed, but it was nice seeing him being remorseful for what he did. While I can't imagine Stannis actually saying those words, people do tend to say or do weird things when they're about to die, so, you know, maybe he could say it. I don't know, could you imagine Stannis saying that, especially book Stannis? You might think so. I do like him showing being regretful though, and maybe if they could have tweaked it a little bit, I think it would have worked. What I like about the script is seeing what they omitted and what would have made things a bit clearer. Like Theon saying, "A deep snowdrift is piled up against the outer walls of Winterfell below," before they jump. Maybe would have cleared things up a teeny bit, but I think they did that on purpose to make us think they were dead, because some people actually thought they were dead. Also, Miranda was way more kinky in the script, telling Sansa what Ramsay was going to do with her parts. Then he's got incredible plans for those parts. Things no one has ever done before. Things no one has ever thought before. If I'm very good, he's going to let me watch. No wonder Ramsay was so sad about her dying. 2 peas in a fucking pod. Adorable. Also, because I want someone else to cry today besides myself, in the script, the part where Jaime hugs Myrcella after admitting that he is her father, or, you know, she says, "I know you're my father." In the script, it says that for the first time in Jaime's life, he knows the joys of being a father, and it feels pretty damn good. Yikes. If you're on the Brienne Jaime love train, Nikolai may have just crushed your dreams just a little bit. He admitted in an interview that Jaime and Brienne, they love each other, they respect each other, though they'd never use the word love for each other, but they'll never act on it, or at least he doesn't think they'll ever act on it or admit it to each other. On Brienne and Jaime's relationship, he said, "It's built out of contempt, which has turned into real respect and love." Not that they would ever use that word, and I think they feel very strongly for each other. I have no idea if they would ever be able to act on it, and I don't think they would. It's all been about Cersei his whole life. Ugh. The only upside to this was he grinned a little bit when they talked about the theory of Jaime killing Cersei while protecting Brienne. However, it's almost guaranteed that Cersei won't die in this season. She'll definitely die in season 8, but not this season. And because Nikolai and the others don't have the script for season 8 and they don't film until fall, he doesn't know if Brienne and Jaime end up together. They're not going to end up together, but, you know, I can hold on to that hope in the books. For the show, it's alright. We have that steamy Brienne and Tormund love train. Nikolai also talked about that shit show of an ice block being used to reveal the season 7 premiere date and agreed that it was just a shit show. I spoke to Dan and David about that, and they were like, oh god, that's embarrassing. Everyone was like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? It's melting. It crashed. Oh my god. It's like, just walk away. Just walk away. It's just a date. You know, I was actually thinking, is there going to be a backlash and people think, fuck you guys for that? But that's really happened with every time the show kills off a major character. Never again. Fuck you. I'm never going to watch this show. And, you know, they keep coming back. This sounds awful, but I honestly believe the showrunners could spit in the mouths of show watchers, and people would still watch the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. Nikolai also let it slip that there's going to be new suitors for one of the twins. I doubt it's Jaime, as he's still under Cersei's spell, at least a little bit, and I really can't see Cersei allowing a suitor to even become serious with Jaime. I'd have to imagine it's Cersei and it's Euron going, hey, I'll help you with your little Dragon Queen problem, but you have to promise to marry me and I'll rule the 7 kingdoms with you. And of course, if that happened, which it absolutely won't get to that point, but if Euron and Cersei married, Euron wants to murder her. He's going to wait till he secures the throne, maybe he gets an heir, and then he's like, oh no, she died of random poisoning. Oops. She fell off a bridge. Happens all the time. And ending on Nikolai, he actually had one quote about season 7 that had me a bit intrigued, and I just want to share it with you. It is very complex, and the more you dig into it, the more complex it gets. We're so deep into the story and getting into the endgame now, so for all of us who have been on the whole journey, you really want to get it right. Every scene and every moment feels ridiculously important. Early on in season 7, I just had to let it go because I was trying to understand way too much. While I personally appreciate more complexity to characters and the plot, he made me a little nervous because he made it sound like it was so complicated that even he didn't understand it, but I don't know. I also have high hopes because every scene supposedly feels like the most important scene, so that's like revving me up a little bit more for season 7. What isn't revving me up for season 7 though at this point? I'm easily excitable. In other news, Kit Harington admitted he doesn't know how Game of Thrones ends. He doesn't have a script for season 8, which is understandable, they don't film until the fall, and that he's actually glad they don't have the books to go off anymore. He said, it's just amazing in some ways having no book to go on, because the scripts come through and you're completely in the dark about what they're going to do. Believe me, I just finished season 7 and I'm already counting down the days until I get the season 8 scripts. Everyone's been wondering how it's going to end and what's going to happen right from the get-go and theorizing about it. It's really exciting to me not knowing, genuinely having no idea where it's going to end, what they've got in their heads, and being the first to find out. Liam Cunningham talked about being frustrated by the drones that were basically live streaming all their filming in Spain, and he also talked about how every part of their production has been infiltrated by people, and the people spoiling the show for others are low-lifers and not true fans of the show. Alright, before talking about giveaways, George stalking news, and there's not a lot of George stalking news this time. I think that guy is really hard at work. God, I hope so. George did talk about how he tries to manage his time the best he can, but he's never claimed to be efficient at it. He also admitted for him, work is fun, and he doesn't need to take time off to actually have fun. He just needs more hours in the day. Me too, George. Me too. Alright, let's end on giveaways. Winners from last news video where I asked you, what do you want to see Bran warg into? Were? The first winner was Rebecca, who said, alternatively, Bran could warg into George R. R. Martin and finish the damn series. And Scarface, who said, I'd like to see Bran warg into Sir Pounce and, I don't know, do cat shit, I guess. Both answers were spectacular, and Scarface, you look handsomely familiar. Message me for your gift card. New giveaway for your chance to win a $20 gift card to Amazon. Just like this video, so hit the thumbs up, and in the comment section below, write a caption for this photo. And helpful hint, you can't go too dark or crazy with your answers. I have a very dark sense of humor. Alright, thank you for watching. I will try to do these news updates every week when there's enough news. Please like the video, subscribe, and come back for more videos.
that came across a lot more aggressive than what I wanted it to be.